Salutations everybody, it is Matty here today, and I just want to share with you guys something special, because we haven't talked about the Creation Club specifically in a video for quite some time. We've discussed it in passing, but not a solely focused topic, and considering that there hasn't been any serious changes to a very flawed system, I figured let's keep the heat on and talk about it yet again, just with a couple of bits of news, really only one of them being brand new. So for starters, there is a mod that actually removes the Creation Club's news section from Fallout 4. It's a thing of beauty. You can see a before and after picture right here. And if that doesn't spell to Bethesda how much people have a distaste for this system, I don't really know what will. But on the newer side of things, we know that Skyrim's Creation Club was the most recent system to launch for the Creation Club in general. Since then, there haven't been any updates. Knock on wood, usually when I say stuff like that in a video, within minutes Bethesda says something like, hey, here's some brand new content. But anyway, for the time being, we haven't received any really new content for both Fallout 4 or Skyrim Creation Club. What I have noticed though is that a lot of free alternatives are still being created. So I did a little bit of research comparing Skyrim's new content on Creation Club to mod alternatives on Nexus, and then just a few examples in general, because we talked about Frostfall in a separate video and survival mode for Skyrim that has been out for a while now, and I was stunned to still find that modders are fighting the battle for free mods. So we can see right here is Knights of the Nine. Now this was back in 2012, which I think highlights Bethesda's ignorance more than anything, that this mod has been around for 5 years now and Bethesda still made a paid version of it, and this isn't one of the highest downloaded mods, like for example a Frostfall, where it makes sense to get the modder for that mod and then implement it into your own game as a paid system. What I found even more interesting is that recently, this month, someone added Ruin's Edge to Nexus. So now we can get yet another piece of Creation Club content. And if it's available on Nexus, you can bet your butt that it's going to be available on Bethesda Net for Xbox One owners at the very least. Sadly, once again, this system is clearly directed towards PS4 players, which is why if it should be on any console, it should be on PS4 at a much better price point. I don't mean to reiterate points, but I want to keep the heat on here more than anything, because we see what happens with companies when you just let them get away with things. They put their head in the sand, so they don't comment on stuff because they think to themselves, often enough with decisions, is let's see how far we can go with this. If they quiet down, if they simmer down, then we'll be fine. We'll just keep this system and they'll accept that it's a shitty system and that's all, and we'll make money off of it. Because often enough, company responses publicly bring on more consumer interest in the problem itself. So that's why you really haven't seen Bethesda comment on it. We can see a similar problem happening with actually CD Projekt Red, where they came out and posted a comment on the status of the developers at their company, and now a lot more people are scratching their head on the situation than there were beforehand, because CD Projekt Red came out and publicly said something. So I think that's why we haven't seen a public response from Bethesda, because it's going to bring more attention to a problem that's already there, right? So why say anything? They accept that it's a bad system. They know it's a bad system, but it's going to make them money at the end of the day if they just put their head in the sands. But that's why I want to resurrect the issue. Just let Bethesda know we haven't forgotten about this atrocity here that still needs a lot of adjustments to become something potentially good. Anyway, I just wanted to share with you guys a couple of tidbits of Creation Club news, whether it was the menu removal or some of the more mod alternatives that we see there. So thank you to the modders for continuing to fight the battle for us to provide free alternatives and put Bethesda in a position where they should create new refreshing content. It's a pretty cool idea. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. Those links are in the description down below, along with my Patreon. Do consider supporting that as it fuels all the content we create here. Other than that, stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.